Innings, Boucher Automotive Group, Tri-City National Bank, your local carrier dealers, Lakeland University, Z-Bart, Cannon and Dunphy, Loyal Family Renovations, Tsunami Express Car Wash, Steamfitters Local 601, Big Fish Contracting, SVA, a professional services company, WeatherTight, and Network Health on the home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Brett Eckstein, attorney at Cannon and Dunphy.
The question I most often get after someone's been wrongly injured is, will my case go to trial? The answer? Most cases settle out of court. And that's the goal at Cannon and Dunphy if you've been wrongly injured. The fact is, at Cannon and Dunphy, we prepare every case for trial because often insurance companies are unreasonable. And that's how we win for our clients.
If you've been wrongly injured, learn more by going to the Cannon and Dunphy website or check them out on Instagram.
For over 4 decades, one name has stood out as a symbol of excellence in automotive sales and service. It's the Boucher Automotive Group, dedicated to providing exceptional experiences to all of our valued customers.
We will help you find the perfect vehicle within your budget while respecting your time.
With 20 convenient locations, we're the one-stop destination for all your automotive needs.
At Boucher, we're your trusted partner on every mile of your journey. Riding with you every mile since 1977.
Hey guys, you look hot.
Yeah, scorching. Feels like my head's on fire.
Wow, would you like something to cool you off?
Yeah, how about some ice? Ice is cold but doesn't have much flavor. How about some Cedar Crust ice cream?
Will Cedar Crest ice cream sandwiches do?
Yeah!
I thought so. There's a cooler full of them in the back. Kellen helped me get it out, and Arlo, go tell your teammates. We've got vanilla, black cherry, and peanut butter. Yum.
You're the best, Mom. Yeah, the best, like Cedar Crest.
Ready to escape to a resort that has it all? The Island Resort and Casino is your total thrill getaway, where championship golf, a luxury spa, world-class gaming, and epic entertainment come together. Tee it up at Sweetgrass and Sage Run. Unwind at the Drift Spa. Dine, play, win, repeat. Go all in on an unforgettable getaway. Book your total experience today at islandresortandcasino.com.
Covering the Crew all season long on WTMJ, it's Brewers Extra Innings. Now live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee at the Avenue. Here is your host, Dominic Cotroneo.
I'd say that felt like a playoff series, but I feel like that would cut a little too close to home. But man, the Mets win the rematch. 2 out of 3, today's final 3-2 in Queens. Now it's on to Miami, who's playing as hot as anybody in baseball, so very important rebound. At the end of this round, the bell is rung. All right, he got punched in the mouth a couple times, maybe got a blood, maybe got a cut, to use an analogy that Pat Murphy would use. How are you going to respond? We'll break all of that down coming up, breaking down the lineup decisions and just a couple of seeing eye singles in the 6th inning, but really the story today, in my opinion, is the offense or lack thereof. But let's get you caught up with the highlight recap from this one.
Ready for this? Out of here! This?
Brought it back! Ho, ho, ho!
And this?
It is gone!
Time for tonight's highlights.
Dueling southpaws in this one. David Peterson for the Mets. Jose Quintana against his old friends going for the Brewers. And it was the Mets opening the scoring in this one. A solo homer once again from Brandon Nimmo. He hit the grand slam yesterday against Mizorowski. Today he ambushes on a first pitch heater and lines it just barely over the wall in right field to make it 1-0 Mets. That was in the bottom of the 2nd. The Brewers would go down 1-2-3 in the 3rd, but then in the 4th, a leadoff walk started a rally. Then a misplay at second base by Brent Beatty put runners on 1st and 2nd with only 1 out for Isaac Collins. He hit a slow chopper to the left side, made sure it wasn't going to be a double play. They get the short out at second base. So now, men on the corners and Caleb Durbin back in the lineup battling for a long AB.
Peterson ready, 3-2 again. Chopped very softly towards 3rd. Tough play, Vientos, bare hand, pick and throw on the run is not in time. The game is tied. Caleb Durbin. It's a little swinging bunt, infield single, and in from 3rd Contreras. 1-1 ball game.
Josh Mauer on the call. However, Haas would strike out to end the 4th inning, keeping it a 1-1 game. Quintana was rolling along, doing just fine. 1-2-3, bottom of the fourth shutdown inning. Faced the minimum in the fifth with a double play. Then the rally began with one out in the sixth inning. Just a seeing eye single up the middle by Starling Marte nearly was a fantastic play by Monasterio, doing that Terang backhand play up the middle. He threw to first, but it was too wide of first for Reese to hold on to the bag. Then Francisco Lindor on a two-strike pitch swung at a changeup in the right-handed batter's box. Somehow got wood on it, pokes it through the right side. That put men on the corners. And then Quintana once again got ahead, this time on a 2-2 pitch to Juan Soto.
2-2 pitch. It's a ground ball to second base. Under the glove of Monasterio and into right field. One run is in. Lindor on his way to third. It is 2-1 Mets as Soto hits a ground ball through the right side. And the runners are still on the corners, and there is still just one out.
You know, with respect to Lane Grindle, that call was not accurate of what happened. Monasterio dove to his right, and it got underneath his glove. Far from a routine play. But the run scores, that gave them the lead. Then Pete Alonso greeted Nick Mears rudely with an RBI double off the top of the wall to make it 3-1. The Brewers' offense wasn't doing much. They had a runner thrown out at home in the fifth inning. But in the seventh, always have a chance. You always got a chance with the bat, and Andrew Monasterio is at the plate.
1-1, 2 out, the pitch. Hit deep to left field, not going to be caught by Nimmo. It's going back to the fence, and it's going to get up and out of here for Andrew. And we've got a one-run ball game, a solo home run. First of the year for Monasterio. How about that? It's 3-2 Mets in the seventh inning, as he hooks one out of the seats inside the pole and left.
His first homer of the year, 110 off the bat, a linea for Monasterio, but that's where the highlights would end for the Brewers offense. Contreras would line out with a man on in the seventh. They would strike out the side in the eighth against Ryan Stanek, and then Edwin Diaz, despite a pinch hit single by Christian Yelich, he was thrown out at second. We'll talk about that replay. He gets thrown out. Terang off the bench, he strikes out, and that is a series winner for the Mets. 3-2, the final today. We'll break it down with Jerry Augustine coming up on the other side of this break here on 620 WTMJ.
Attention, car buyers. If you're in the market for a new vehicle, buy it now from the International Autos Group and save thousands. Current in-stock vehicles are unaffected by tariffs. Drive into summer in a beautiful new BMW, Audi, Mercedes-Benz, Alfa Romeo, Maserati, or Hyundai and avoid upcoming tariffs. Buy now and save up to $10,000. The International Autos Group, where our ordinary needs to be extraordinary. Visit iamilwaukee.com. Savings off MSRP on select new models.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
People need people, whether in Junior Achievement's BizTown, where students work together to run a city, or in the real world, where blood donors can help save lives. Join Junior Achievement of Wisconsin Anniversary for a mobile blood drive on Tuesday, July 15th from 2 to 6:30 p.m. at JA's headquarters near Highway 100 and Good Hope Road. While you're there, tour Jim's JA BizTown, where students take on real-world roles like CEO, banker, and mayor, learning how communities thrive through teamwork and leadership. Sign up today at wisconsin.ja.org.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Welcome back, Brewers Extra Innings. I'm Dom Cotroneo. 855-616-1620. Again, 855-616-1620. Brewers Extra Innings all season long is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank, with a local team right here in Milwaukee. They know how to hit it out of the park every time. For 15 years, they've been serving our community with industry-specific expertise and local decision-making. It's all going to help your business thrive. Experience a unique commercial banking value that only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC. You know, Augie, when I look at this game today, I on a grand scheme of things, right, the big bad Mets, all that payroll, all that money, we can talk about market size and the disparity of that. And you look at the middle of this order, and goodness gracious, that's an all-star lineup with, you know, Lindor and Soto and Alonso, and even Nimmo's got 17 homers now. It's just, look, the Brewers proved they can go toe-to-toe with the best teams that money can buy. And we'll find out again this week against the Los Angeles Dodgers. I feel sort of galvanized that they had an opportunity to win two of the games. Now, yesterday's second game got out of hand very fast with Jacob Mizorowski, but he learned quick what he needs to do in the big leagues. The point of the matter is the Brewers had a chance to win this series. They did not. We understand that. There's no moral victories in Major League Baseball, but it's the type of victory that says we're not that far off, given 2 months ago the panic button was unlocked, but nobody hit the panic button. But now you take that punch in the mouth and try to take out some of your anger on the Marlins this weekend.
Well, I agree with you. When you look at this whole series, you know, they say baseball's a game of inches. Well, this was a series of inches. You look at the game yesterday when Miz pitched, the ball goes off the tip of his glove. He doesn't get to Turang. If that ball doesn't hit his glove, it gets right to Turang. They don't score that inning. That could be a change in the ball game. And you look to today in that sixth inning, from all the way from Marte to Lindor to Soto, all three of those balls, I tell you, Monasterio almost had the opportunity to make some just awesome, nice plays, just out of reach, well placed. Those things happen. But when you look at this ball club, you look at this Mets ball club, and you talked about the all-star lineup. Those top five guys were 7 for 19, scored all 3 runs, and had all 3 RBIs. A very potent part of their offense is the top of their lineup. And I'll tell you, I got to hand it to Peterson and Quintana, but a great job of pitching tonight. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, when I look at the lineup, you know, it's very different than what we saw in the loss in Game 2 yesterday, right, Augie, where, you know, when you face a lineup like this, when you face a superstar lineup and you say that guy can't beat us, generally most teams only have one guy like that. Like on the Reds, it's Ellie De La Cruz. Like on the Cubs, I mean, lately it had been Pete Crow Armstrong, but, you know, generally you're going to be saying Kyle Tucker, that guy can't beat us. But when you look at the Mets, it's like, well, they got Lindor, well, they got Soto, they got Alonso, they got Nimmo. I mean, that's they did what they were supposed to do, is what I'm trying to say. The reason why star players are star players is because they do what they're supposed to do. And they, no matter the situation, no matter the difficulty faced against them, they tend to come out on top, which is why they're the best players in baseball. And you're right. Think about how many plays of today's game by inches were the difference. You mentioned the sixth inning, all those hits that just squeaked through. The Rhys Hoskins near home run in the, what was that? Would that have been the fifth inning? Led to a double play, or sorry, the sixth inning. Would have been a 2-run homer to make it a 3-1 Brewers. Instead, he ultimately grounded into a double play. Or Contreras lining out to third on what would have been a double down the left field line and probably would have scored Sal Frelick. Or even Christian Yelich getting thrown out at second base, and I don't know what's undisputable evidence of anymore, when the call on the field is safe, but all of a sudden it's overturned like they 100% saw that he was out. I think he was probably out, but I can't see any replay that said that he was 100% out, which is why I don't understand the rule anymore. But I digress. The point of the matter is the Brewers had opportunities to win this game. Baseball sometimes doesn't bounce your way. It's one of those that sit harder in your stomach because no matter how badly you wanted it, I can't say with 100% certainty, Augie, and I know you can't either, that Bryce Turang makes any of those plays. I think he makes a chance. Maybe he gets glove on it. But I can't say with 100% certainty that Bryce Turang makes any of those plays, which is why I don't even want to, you know, waste a lot of energy on breaking down where Monasterio is playing on those plays.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought Monasterio had great efforts tonight. Even on the ball he picked up when Marte came across and just threw a little bit offside, but almost made a great play. He went way into the left side of second base to make that play, and almost got to the balls of Lindor and Soto. I thought the effort was excellent. You can't argue with effort because he had the effort right there. And you know, we know how great Bryce Turang is, but I tell you, Monasterio is a good fielder. He always plays very consistent, has a great glove, and I thought his efforts were excellent. But tonight it was just one of those games. It was one of those games where you had the Brewers had opportunities, and it was a game of inches where they were able to put up the 2 runs in the 6th off a really well-pitched game by both pitchers. And sometimes when you play good teams, you have opportunities, and the opportunities go certain ways. Today, that opportunities in the favor of the Mets because they got the breaks in the game.
It's a game that will madden you to no end. 855-616-1620. This text from the 262. Although this loss hurts, I don't believe this one's one to be overly upset about. Just a few too many little things that didn't go the Crew's way. The Hoskins, Monasterio, Yelly, all that ultimately led to the loss tonight. This one from Doug. This was a big game, but why Yelich and Terang out of the lineup? Why keep your hottest hitters out? If it isn't broke, doesn't fix it. Let's talk about that coming up next. And we got to talk a little bit about Quintana as well. Stay with us. Brewers Extra Innings continues on 620 WTMJ.
Save on the best quality furniture and mattresses during the July Independence Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture. With major discounts from our premier suppliers, you will save big on top brands like Bradenton Young, made in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Bradenton Young is known for its fine quality leather upholstery. Fjords brings you modern Scandinavian design recliners and sofas, ergonomically engineered for more hip and back support. Norwalk, with American roots that go back over 100 years, specializes in making furniture just for you. Choose the piece, style, fabric, or leather you want, and in just 35 days, we'll deliver your new sofa, chair, or sectional. In-stock or special orders are all sale priced. Need a little help putting it all together? At Ken Michaels Furniture, our design staff is ready to help you with your purchases, and it's free. Stop in today and save now during the Independence Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture on Capitol Drive in Brookfield, Highway 100 in Greenfield, or our downtown Mattress Factory showroom.
The leader in the dugout, the skipper, the man who riles up the crew with his words of inspiration.
You mean my old ass? Is that what you're saying?
Yep, that's our guy. Brewers manager Pat Murphy joins Wisconsin's Morning News every Tuesday at 8:45 for Brewers 360.
We're a team that the other team's going to feel us. You know, you're not going to walk away from a series and not be felt. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Brewers 360 is sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited and Big Fish Contracting.
It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. Get sale discounts store-wide all month long. What a great time to shop for all of your Christmas needs. Get your holiday decor and so much more, along with all the great bargains we always have for you. It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Brewers Extra Innings brought to you by Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electric. If your air conditioner isn't keeping up, now it's time to upgrade. Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical is offering $1,500 off new central air systems. It's now through the end of July. Stay cool, save money, and trust the team that's been keeping Wisconsin comfortable for over a century. Visit Cider.com to schedule your free estimate. SEIDER.com. Let's get this out of the way real quick, Jerry Augustine. I'm Dom Cotroneo. I was a little surprised to see the lineup, to not have Yelich and Terang. I thought at least one lefty, aside from Sal Frelick, would get a start today against a tough lefty in David Peterson. But let me lay out the numbers real quick. Lefties against David Peterson this season only hitting .202 with a .541 OPS against, only 5 extra base hits against them all season. His repertoire is nasty against lefties. I understand the decision. I think, though, Augie, if I was going to play armchair manager, which I hate doing, I think everybody would understand putting them in there, and I understand, you're not sending them to succeed. It's left on left. They're your best hitters. And furthermore, no one would bat an eye if they had the day off tomorrow against the Marlins after probably a 4 a.m. arrival tonight and against Sandy Alcantara. But I digress. There's always something you and I don't know, so I'll leave that to the manager. The Brewers still were within 1 run against a very quality opponent without Christian Yelich and Bryce Terang in the starting lineup.
Well, it was a great game, a well-pitched game, and with just a couple breaks there. You talk about the ground balls that just get through there, and you got the hard hit balls that the Brewers had. I think Murph's decision in making it was the length of the day that was yesterday. They were at the ballpark probably from the morning until late last night. And so coming in today and facing a left-hand pitcher who throws the ball very well, is really tough on left-hand hitters, is a good day to give the guys a break. And that's what I think Murph was thinking. I think it was the right way to go. I think you look up in there and sure, you like to have Christian here, like to have Bryce Frang in the game. But, you know, when you got the guys that stay at the ballpark that long during the day, the next day is a good day to give them a break. He gave them a break. But I'll tell you what, it was still a very close game. Brewers didn't come up and get the hitting that they wanted, but it was a close game. And I thought you look at it, well pitched. Well pitched by Peterson, well pitched by Quintana, and that was the story of the ball game.
Yeah, the pitching was the story. And let's talk about Quintana today because, you know, he gives up the homer in the second inning, but for a while, and I didn't realize this until the sixth inning, like, you know, he went through 5 innings on one-run ball without having a single at-bat with a runner in scoring position. I mean, this is the Jose Quintana the Brewers signed up for. And some folks might tell you, oh, he doesn't get enough swing and miss. Oh, he doesn't get enough strikeouts. The Brewers know that. Like, that's why they got him at the price they got him for, because so many other front offices and teams prioritize swing and miss over guys that just get outs. If you would have told me today that Jose Quintana would have had a chance to complete 6 innings and only allow 3 runs against the New York Mets, you take that every single day of the week. I am not mad at all about his performance today because he did his job. You know, if Monasterio makes a highlight reel, SportsCenter top 10 play, we're talking about a quality start. Or if Rhys Hoskins keeps one fair, we're talking about a tie game through 6 innings. Or if the Brewers don't have the contact play on, maybe they keep the rally going for William Contreras in the 5th inning, and we're talking about a tied game there. So the point is, Quintana did his job. The swing and miss stuff, the Brewers know he's not going to get swing and miss. I know those 2 hits came with 2 strikes. You tip your cap at the pitch that Francisco Lindor hit. My goodness, Augie, I know you've given up hits where you're like, how the heck did you hit that? And that's what happened in the 6th inning.
Yeah, the ball was it looked like it was a foot off the plate. Lindor just did a great job of putting a play. And even when he got to first base, you could see him smiling, looking back at Contreras saying, how did I even hit that ball? It was just it's a game of inches. It's a game of being able to put the play. We saw Durbin put the ball in play, how it helped us score a run. But, you know, Quintana was just excellent. I think going into tonight's game and understanding that you have Marte, Lindor, Soto, Alonso, and Nemo at the beginning of that lineup, a very tough top of lineup, that he had to use his secondary pitches and be very effective. And I thought that's what he did. He pitched his game. He really dominated that outside part of the plate, used his changeup and his breaking ball very effectively, went in when he had to. But I thought he threw the ball very, very well. But by getting in the counts when he needed to go in on people, he went in. But his secondary pitches really played a real important role tonight, and he was able to command them. And that was it. And that's a big reason why he pitched so well.
Now, when I look at Quintana, I see the velo come back. And what I saw that I was most impressed with tonight, Augie, and this is a lesson for any young pitcher listening or any young pitching coach listening, thinking, man, how does Jose Quintana do it with 89 to 91 in the big leagues? It's command, and it's specifically fastball command. When you look at his combined between the sinkers and the 4-seamers he threw today, he threw a total of 43 of them today. 30 of them were strikes. He didn't get swings and misses on them, but he was able to nibble, nip, tuck, dip, dodge, dive, whatever, and keep guys off the changeup and be surprised when they see a breaking ball, so that it sets up those pitches to have even more success. The changeup, 13 out of 21 for strikes. The curveball, 5 out of 7. The slur, 4 out of 9. I mean, he is over 65% strikes with the non-fastballs because of the way he has fastball command.
Yeah, that secondary pitch command tonight really helped him with his fastball. I'll tell you, he was able to dominate. He's got that great ability to set people up and being able to expand the strike zone, and knows when he has to locate his fastball or where he has to locate a changeup or a breaking ball. I thought tonight he was just excellent at being able to command the strike zone, knowing when to throw the pitch in certain zones. I tell you, when he goes out there, he has such a good understanding of making adjustments that he has to make. And I think going in tonight, he knows these guys. He played with these guys. He understands the style of hitters who are, that the secondary pitches were going to play a huge role, and it sure did, because it really set up what he could do with his sinking fastball and his fastball low and away, and how he went up and in when he needed to. So I'll tell you, the execution tonight was just excellent. He makes adjustments during games, but he also knows how to go back and execute the pitches that he needs to do to get people out.
I was really impressed with what he did. But real quick, which hit was more impressive to look on the other side real quick of just like you tip your cap, this is the big leagues. Lindor just poking that ball through the right side that was in the other batter's box, or Alonso, the first pitch that Mears threw, 95 at the bottom of the zone. He hits it off the very top of the wall in left center field.
I think Alonso was up there taking fastball right from the start. Anything near that he was swinging. But Lindor, being able to go out and get that pitch off there, because I'll tell you what, Quintana was making some really good pitches to him, and I think had him a little confused, but going out and hitting that ball like he did away off the outside part of the plate and just getting it through into right field, I'll tell you what, to me, that was really impressive.
I agree entirely. All right, Augie. Well, it's a series loss, and it was a long couple of days of baseball, but nonetheless, the Brewers will take on the Miami Marlins, trying to get back on track, and maybe against a team that it's pretty hot right now, but on paper, the Brewers got some experience to their favor.
I'll tell you what, you look at this Marlin team, I'll tell you, they're playing outstanding baseball the way they've been playing. You look at what they've just done. They swept Minnesota, and when you go back in there, it's really been their pitching. So I'll tell you, the Brewers are gonna see some pretty good pitching, and tomorrow they're gonna see a guy in Alcantara who's been a former Cy Young, has struggled yet this year, but I'll tell you what, when he's on, he's as exciting to watch as any pitcher in baseball.
I agree. He hasn't been on quite yet, so the Brewers try to keep it that way as well. Jerry Augustine, appreciate you as always.
All right, great being with you.
All right, back with more after this. Brewers fall 3-2, 855-616-1620 on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Get in on Brewers and Nationals action July 11th through the 13th. Celebrate with the crew at the Negro Leagues tribute game on the 11th and get a 90s throwback jersey on the 12th. Get your seats now at Brewers.com.
When you need commercial or residential plumbing service, you need it now. Call Quality. We have over a 60-year track record of taking care of people. And with over 60 vehicles ready to respond to your needs, we'll be there in a hurry, so you won't have to worry. This is Anthony Zaneski. For commercial or residential plumbing service, call Quality and get the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. At Quality, we offer the most respected brand names in heating and air conditioning. Armstrong and Carrier. It doesn't get any better. And our technicians are top-notch. I know, because I handpicked every one of them. They're vetted and thoroughly trained. Hey, they're the cream of the crop. And that's why our quality workmanship guarantee is the strongest in the business.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
What we love about our ability to help patients at QC Kinetics is seeing their pure delight at finally being able to do the things they enjoy without pain.
I had a patient start treatment with me. He wanted to be able to be active again and do some of his sports that he really enjoyed.
Dr. Ashley Caravelli, Milwaukee's medical director for QC Kinetics, treats patients with chronic joint pain using their body's own biologics. The goal? Get them back to living their best lives without surgery or harmful drugs.
He came back and he goes, what I wasn't expecting was the ability to play on the floor with my grandchildren. Even just saying it now, I have goosebumps because it's changing those small moments that you take for granted.
Don't let joint pain rob you of those moments. See if you're a candidate for QC Kinetics regenerative treatments.
It just warms my heart to be able to help people live the life they want to live and get those small moments back.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Welcome back. I'm Dom Cotroneo. Brewers fall 3-2 to the Mets. Let's do a little buying or selling here, shall we? It's going to be a new segment moving forward here on WTMJ for our post-game shows. Buying or selling is also brought to you by Tony Wendorf and Associates, new partner here on BEI. So we appreciate Tony and the team. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, Trust Tony Wendorf and Associates, one of the top real estate teams in Wisconsin and part of First Weber Real Estate Services. They bring faith, family, and red carpet experience to every home deal. So let's step up to the plate together. WendorfTeam.firstweber.com. Again, WendorfTeam.firstweber.com. 1B in Weber, by the way. Brewers fall 3-2. So what are we buying and what are we selling? I'm going to start with the selling. I'm selling the strike zone because ABS is coming. We've talked about it before. Most of the ball strike calls, they didn't impact today's game. Cotroneo, you could argue, probably had one that shouldn't have been called strike 3 on that looking slider in the 4th, but thank goodness the missed strike call against Abner Uribe didn't come back to bite him in the 8th inning. He was able to get through that frame after a ghost walk to Pete Alonso. That wasn't really a walk. Nonetheless, I'm selling the fact that people don't want the ABS. The ABS is coming. Would have been no big deal. Tap the hat. That was a strike. Everybody pauses, looks up, takes 10 seconds. Oh, yep, it was a strike. Inning over. Everybody moves on with their life. Trust me, until you've seen it and experienced it, you will appreciate it. And imagine the arguments, because it's going to happen when a team is out of challenges and they want to challenge a call, and you still get to argue. How'd you miss that? Oh, my goodness. You're still going to get it. I promise. You're still going to get ball strike arguments. It's just we're going to get the ones that are egregious out of the game. Okay? It'll be okay. What I'm buying, though, man, I continue to sit here and be impressed with the quality of play that Caleb Durbin has been, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Now, he works a walk and a swinging bunt today for an RBI. Cool, yeah, that's all cool and all. But the play he made in the first inning on Francisco Lindor, slow chopper to third, a less experienced third baseman is going to have that ball clang off his heel, or he's going to rush to throw, he's going to miss the transfer, he's going to sail. No big deal at all. Makes a quality, just perfect defensive play. I mean, it's a big league defensive play for a big league defender. And again, I said this on a radio show I was on yesterday. I cannot believe the development that Caleb Durbin has done as a third baseman defensively. All the credit in the world to Caleb and all the credit in the world to Matt Erickson for believing in this kid, for putting in the work, because he made a very difficult play look extremely routine. So I'm buying him on defense. I'm loving what we're seeing from him. I'm excited to see Anthony Siegler, but man, Caleb Durbin gets on base 2 more times today, continues to increase his on-base percentage, continues to play above average defense. He's becoming an everyday player before our eyes, and keep riding the wave as long as you can. We're going to hear from Pat Murphy in just a little bit. We're going to talk a little bit more defense coming up in a moment right here on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Don't miss the largest vacation sale in the nation coming this July. It's Fox World Travel's exclusive July sale with Apple Vacations and Celebrity Cruises. July is the best time of the year for unbeatable deals you won't get anywhere else. Get the hottest cruise deals or plan ahead for 2026 all-inclusive resorts paired with nonstop flights. Let Fox World Travel book your vacation and secure your reservation with just a deposit. Visit foxworldtravel.com/July and get on the exclusive list. Sale starts soon.
Transform the way you do business with Fifth Third Bank's Commercial Payments Solutions. Our market expertise and managed services streamline your entire payment process, seamlessly integrating with your existing systems to give you unparalleled control. Discover new revenue sources, save time, reduce operating costs, and boost your bottom line with our customized payment solutions. Fifth Third Bank, National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Wholesale mulch? No problem. We deliver to residential or wholesale accounts, and we can supply you with whatever volume of the highest quality mulch you need. Nobody around here has more mulch than Erickson's. We'll deliver you a 1-yard pickup truck load all the way up to 100 yards in a walking floor trailer. And if you just need a little bit, swing by and we'll fill up a 5-gallon bucket or 2. It's the best mulch you'll find. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Our decorative stone is available by the handful for pickup, all the way up to 24-ton load deliveries. And our stone is superlative. We scour the countryside, countrywide, from Arizona to the Carolinas. We search pretty much the whole U.S. of A. to find you easily the best stone selection in southeastern Wisconsin. See a rainbow of decorative stone colors to match any exterior decor. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
1-1. Get on the ground towards first. That's fair ball. Played behind the bag by Hoskins. Wheels, feeds Quintana. And Jose beats Beatty to the bag at first in time for the out. Heck of a play by Rhys Hoskins on a ball that went just about over top of the first base bag. And that very easily could have gotten past him and into the corner. But Rhys, with range to his left, made a heck of a play and a perfect feed to the pitcher.
That is our Surfside play of the game. Brought to you by Surfside, a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Surfside iced tea and vodka and Surfside lemonade and vodka. Paired perfectly with the day at the ballpark and stocked an American Family Field all season long. So I specifically did a little personal experiment just now. Welcome back, Brewers Extra Innings, going till the bottom of the hour here on WTMJ. I waited to rewatch the plays from that sixth inning until right here before this segment to give you a fresh perspective. The three plays, the three infield hits, or seeing eye singles, I should say, in the sixth inning. The chopper up the middle by Starling Marte that Monasterio fielded on the backhand, deep on the other side of second base, threw wide of first base. Rhys couldn't hold the bag. The reason why he has to make that play and not Ortiz is because Ortiz is playing a few steps over to the pull side for a right-handed hitter. Hey, seeing eye single, it happens. Lindor, no chance any second baseman makes that play. It was way beyond a dive. You tip your cap. How the heck did you hit that? And then third, Soto, hard chopper, 101 off the bat, through the right side, diving attempt by Monasterio. He probably overdove it. Off the bat, he said, oh my gosh, I got to go get this. And it ended up just under the heel of his glove as he dove, and it was underneath him and already by him. Again, I don't think any of those three plays, you're saying with 100% certainty Bryce Turang makes a play. We've seen Bryce make that play on the other side of second base before, where he makes that backhand and that strong throw across. I get it. It looks routine for him, but I promise you, it is not routine. I will give defense to Monasterio. He was that close to making the play. It was just about a foot too far wide to the left for Rhys Hoskins, and I'll also defend Rhys. That's a ridiculous stretch if he was going to hang on to it. And he made the smart call to come off the base to make sure that the ball doesn't bounce out of play, runner gets a second, and now the double play is not in order. And like, oh my goodness. So, hey, it's baseball. Sometimes you get frustrated in the moment, and you're like, oh my gosh, you got to make that play. Hey, they're big league hitters on the other side too. So, nonetheless, the Brewers had just a couple little plays that came back to bite them, but they still had some bright ones. Monasterio made a nice one earlier in the game, too, on a sliding stop to his right. The Brewers turned a clutch double play in the fifth inning as well. You know, you gave up 3 runs against an offense that has, what, $400 million in payroll? It's hard to really complain about the game. Felt like a playoff game. So, take it on the chin and move on. We'll hear from the manager, Pat Murphy. He's up next here on 620 WTMJ.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. They specialize in caring for those with early to late-stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia problems, cognitive decline. It's their specialty. They're great at it. And they also offer early memory loss classes. They can help your loved one with locations throughout our state, many here in southeast Wisconsin. I've been in their facilities. They're top-notch. It's kindness at the core. It's compassion and empathy at Azura. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
There's an amazing supper club in Wisconsin Dells, Ish Nala, nestled among the pines and perched above the sandstone bluffs of Mirror Lake. The beauty, the history, the service, the food, the fun. Hi, this is Bob Prosser, owner of Ish Nala Supper Club in Wisconsin Dells. I've been a part of Ish Nala since 1973, and I am so proud to continue the tradition that began in 1953. Why not enjoy a brandy old-fashioned in one of our bars, each with a spectacular view overlooking Mirror Lake, or just relax before or after dinner on one of our outdoor decks. Our Ish Nala chefs have prepared your favorites: 24-ounce ribeye, cold water lobster tails, North Atlantic salmon, and of course, Ish Nala's roast duck. Thank you for making Ish Nala Wisconsin's favorite supper club, where the only thing we overlook is Mirror Lake. I'm Bob Prosser, and I want to serve you.
Wisconsin's midday news is back at the big gig. with all the music,
The Killers,
food,
give me that sampler platter,
sights and sounds
I'll see you on the Sky Glider
that Summerfest has to offer.
Tune in each Thursday of the festival from noon to 3 to hear me, Greg Matzik,
And me, Jessica Ty.
broadcasting live from the Pella Windows and Doors mobile studio.
It's Wisconsin's Midday News, live from Summerfest.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Player of the Game is brought to you by International Autos Group. Brewers fall in this one 3-2, but we'll try to find one. You know what? I mean, what Abner Uribe did against the top of the order in the 8th certainly deserves some love. Furthermore, we already gave praise to Caleb Durbin. I think either one of those two could be an easy pick for your Player of the Game. And just like tonight's Player of the Game, you can drive into summer in style and save up to $10,000 on in-stock BMWs, Audis, Mercedes-Benz, and more. No tariffs, just huge savings. Visit i8milwaukee.com. International Autos Group, where ordinary needs to be extraordinary. You've heard plenty from me and Augie. Hear from the manager, Pat Murphy, after today's loss.
Why you play 162, because you're going to have a game like this where, home runs foul, and the ground ball's just out of reach or just under your glove, and that would have been a double play. And, it's a different game. But that's why you play them all. And you just, we didn't score more runs than them. We didn't get the timely hit when we needed it. And, a couple calls went against us, and it's part of it.
How promising the series started with the win yesterday, and you got to line up with Miz and coming back to Utah today. Is it disappointing, frustrating to have it out?
I always disappointed when we lose, and especially when it comes down to inches here or there, or comes down to pitches, or comes down to, a close call or whatever. I mean, it seems like, sometimes you got to just win by more than that,
What do you think of Quintana overall?
I thought he was great. He was great. It's the best outing I've seen him have probably since I was on the other side of the field. He's good.
In that inning too, didn't he?
I mean,
seeing eye hits.
Yeah. I mean, Lindor did a great job of just putting it in play, but not having anybody there is unfortunate. And then the ground ball by Soto, it's credited as a hit, so that's all there's to it. It looked like a double play ball, and we didn't get there. So. It's the way baseball is. It's, you hit one and it lands on the chalk. It's a fair ball, and you don't say a word about it. But it happens against you too, and you got to be able to handle that.
It's nothing against Monasterio because he's done a good job.
He was great tonight. Monasterio was great tonight, and he gave us that run back, obviously with the home run, and he made another great play up the middle. He was fabulous tonight for a guy that's been in the cooler. He hit the ball hard twice. One was a homer. You couldn't ask for anything more from the guy. Now, does Terang make that play? I mean, Terang's a platinum glove winner, so, yeah. So,
the third time through that order, with those guys at the top, is there any second thought about going to, I guess it would be Mears to start that inning?
No, absolutely not. I mean, you saw what happened. He got the balls that produced outs, and he didn't give up any hard contact. I mean, he got tough scenario. The ball up the middle is a ground ball. The ball Lindor hit is a bloop, and the ball that Soto hits a double play ball. So what else could Quintana do? I could have left him in, to be quite honest with you. That might have been more the question.
All right. Wanted to leave him in. Can't really react to that. Nah, it's baseball, man. If you lose your mind over every single stitch, this might not be the game for you. All right, let's wrap it up after this on 620 WTMJ.
Trust in your family's comfort at home with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. They're the oldest family-owned HVAC company in southeast Wisconsin. 4 generations of Ciders, and their highly trained technicians provide a one-stop shop for all home and business comfort needs, including an emergency service line that's always live and a 12-year parts and labor warranty on all Daikin products. Get peace of mind by scheduling maintenance today with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. That's SEIDER, cider.com.
Save on the best quality furniture and mattresses during the July Independence Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture. With major discounts from our premier suppliers, you will save big on top brands like Bradenton Young, made in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Bradenton Young is known for its fine quality leather upholstery. Fjords brings you modern Scandinavian design recliners and sofas, ergonomically engineered for more hip and back support. Norwalk, with American roots that go back over 100 years, specializes in making furniture just for you. Choose the piece, style, fabric, or leather you want, and in just 35 days, we'll deliver your new sofa, chair, or sectional. In stock or special orders are all sale priced. Need a little help putting it all together? At Ken Michaels Furniture, our design staff is ready to help you with your purchases, and it's free. Stop in today and save now during the Independence Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture on Capitol Drive in Brookfield, Highway 100 in Greenfield, or our downtown Mattress Factory showroom.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
All right, I've got a little less than 90 seconds to prepare you for your holiday weekend. Reminder, all the shows are available on Brewers All Access, wherever you get your podcasts. If you're hanging out on the lake this weekend, if you got Brewers baseball on the radio, we hope you spend some time with us. So, the rest of the weekend goes like this. Same time tomorrow, 5:35 network coverage, but I'll be on the air at 5 with Brewers warm-up and with you after the game for a 6:10 first pitch, Brewers and Marlins. We got Brewers warm-up on Saturday as well. That will start at 2 o'clock for a 3:10 first pitch, Brewers extra innings after that. And then no Brewers warm-up on Sunday, but we're on the air at 12:05 for a 12:40 first pitch. And then, once again, I'll be with you after the game as well for Brewers extra innings. And Sunday is worth pointing out because it is the long-awaited return of Brandon Woodruff. He is scheduled to make the start on Sunday. The rotation will go like this: Quinn Priester tomorrow, Chad Patrick on Saturday, and Brandon Woodruff's return from the injured list on Sunday. So plenty to talk about this weekend. Have a safe and happy 4th of July to all of you listening. Thank you so much for being here. Our producer is Matt Yazel. Until next time, keep on swinging.
Hey, ESPN Milwaukee fans, Brian Balaga here for Surfside. Summer is heating up, and there's